Good Saturday morning, January 13th, 2018. It's about 35, 36 degrees in my building. It was about 30 when I came down here this morning, about 8:30. Thought I'd come down here and piddle a little bit this morning and show you a couple of my signs I've got here. That Ford emblem, my brother's father-in-law does scroll saw art. He made that for me. He used to do a whole lot better before he had a stroke, but that looks awful good. And then he made that one for me as well. I got the Sears Suburban clock for Christmas this year. I was quite surprised by that. Show you some of the other stuff I've been working on here. I picked up a 1977 Sears 18.6. It's got the sickle bar mower with it, and I've got to do some work on it. And I got this 48-inch deck. I went through it and cleaned it up basically. It seems to be in good shape. Had a pretty good sized rust hole in this front corner. And I cut that out and had a scrap deck and welded in a new piece. Got to finish that up though. But I'm hoping to mow with this summer. It's 48-inch. Took the blades off and sharpened them, and they turned out pretty good, I thought. And then been working on some axe handles. Oops, excuse me there. Picked this Collins double bitted axe up from a friend of mine. Cleaned it up and made this handle. Not quite done with it. Got a little bit more sanding to do on it. But it turned out really well. That is some pretty wood. Got this handle started. It's a boy's axe handle. And I'm going to put it in this Collins axe head here after I get it cleaned up. That's a full-size axe head with the boy's axe handle in it, so it'll be custom. Let me show you the wood that I took that handle from. You have to overlook my shop. It's a disaster right now. I've had a downed hickory tree, and I took and cut it up and took it to a sawmill. This particular board was 7 feet, a little over 7 feet long, and had it milled up and kiln dried. This is one of the first cuts out of it, and it didn't look all that great, but when I got into the wood it was just absolutely beautiful. The grain is nice and straight. This is right at the bottom of the tree, but I cut 36 inches off the bottom and made that handle. It'll be a total of 32 when I'm done. And there's my old shave horse. I've used it quite a bit. I'm getting ready to make at least one more, maybe two. Here's the old 72 Sears Suburban. It came from my buddy Ed at Suburban Living. I traded him the 68 that you remember I had. Let me get my camera set up here for you guys. I traded him this, the 68 for this tractor, and then he decided he wanted it back, and I really don't need it. I like the tractor, but I don't have room for it. I want to get this out of here and get my building cleaned up where I can do a little bit more, have a little more room for working on tractors and doing some woodwork. But she's a good old tractor. It's got the 15 horse Briggs engine in it, and I'm going to do a cold start on this thing this morning. My buddy Ed asked me if I'd started it recently, and it's been close to a month, I guess. It's been sitting here, and as you saw, it's 30 degrees in the building here. It was down to about 28, 30 when I came down here and built the fire. But I haven't started this tractor in a month. Let's see if she'll start up. Gotta cut the fuel on. like you'd expect a Sears. Get my fuel cut back off here. I've got another Suburban, another 42-inch deck that I'm going to restore to put on the tractor that I restored, the 14.6. And then I'm going to work on that sickle bar mower this spring, see if I can get it. It works, but it's got a support rod that's been messed up on it, and I'm going to have to redo it. Just probably remake the whole rod. Made that little table, roll around table to put my saws and stuff on. I can put my chop saw on it or my little table saw I just picked up. And have a little work area there. Picked up my bandsaw there from my buddy Ed at Suburban Living. If you hadn't checked his videos out, go over and do that. Put a little blade on it. It's a Harbor Freight, and man, that thing cuts good. I've cut 2 or 3 handles out with it so far. I didn't know how I'd do on that hickory, but it cuts good. Alright, just a quick update, and we'll continue with some of my other projects a little later down the line. I hope it's not too cold where you are. If it is, stay warm and safe. We'll see you on the next video.